Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the mirror check there. I keep forgetting that now that I'm using Zoom for this. Press the Alt key to pause chat, then point to a message to delete it. Oh, cool. Okay, good news. Okay, so now there's an easier way for me to keep chat in check. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, while I get everything set up here, my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. All right, where's the Alt button on this sucker anyway? Alt. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's see how that works. Does it work? Let me see. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jillian. Try and stop me, mate, in the house. Colleen Brosnan in the house. Hello, hello. Stand firm. Hello, welcome. Stand firm. Play Misty for me. Says hi, peeps. Hey, Misty. Casey Forgets says morning, Angie Face. This is Angie's Face. How you doing, Casey? Farrah Palms in the house says good morning. Good morning, Miss Farrah. Rose Hargrove, hello, beautiful. Shannon O'Brien says hello this Wednesday. And Corrine says good morning, everybody. Let's see here. Hi, Corrine. And Dora is in the house. She says, good morning, Miss Dora. Welcome back. Madeline Gutierrez, hi, beautiful. She says, good morning, Angie at Roomies. And Melissa Gentile's in the house, or Gentle. Good morning. Carlita Vega in the house says, good morning. Jillian says, that was truly a fantastic video on spiritual bonds. And I appreciate it so much because nobody else seems to be talking about it. Thank you, Jillian. That was all because of you guys, because we had this talk yesterday morning, and somebody said to me, what about breaking the spiritual bonds or the soul bonds or the soul ties? And I thought, oh, that is something important that we should talk about. So we talked about it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it was helpful. Good morning, Mr. Malta, my friend. How are you? And he says, good morning to Colleen and everybody. Cheryl Wooster in the house. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Mavis Washington says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, everyone. Melissa says, loved your addiction to the narcissist chat yesterday. Spot on. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Malta welcomes everyone. Casey Forgets says, do we all have our coffee? Yeah, I do. Actually, here's my cup today. Actually, I just drank the last sip of it, but I'm going to get another cup after we're finished here. Barbara says, good morning, peeps. We all did a real stupid thing last night. My friend texted my ex-narc, and guess what he found out? It was me she was wanting to talk about. No more response from him. Life sucks. It was me she was wanting. Guess what? After he found out it was me, she was wanted. Oh, I see. Well, honey, why do you want to keep... Barbara, I know where you're at, honey, and I get it. But at the same time, I really want you to try to start moving forward. I know it's so hard, and I know it's hard, but I'm telling you, girl, you're going to be so much happier when you start to move forward. Don't let this guy keep controlling your life and making you sad. You know, he's moving on. You have to move on, and you have to stop dealing with him. I'm telling you, girl, he's making you miserable. How much of your life do you want to give up for this man? Hugs to you, sweetie. I wish I could fix it for you. Oh, look, there's Brian Garner and his beautiful face. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Colleen Brosnan says, Jillian, I agree. Well, thank you, Miss Colleen. Appreciate you, as you know. And you guys might remember that Colleen's one of our awesome admins from Span. Try and Stop Me Mate says, how can I help a friend who's unaware she's dealing with a narcissistic abuse without finger pointing? The very best thing you can do is send her a link to an article or a video or something like that. There are some videos on my channel that are real simple, like red flag videos or videos about how to recognize a narcissist, how to, top 10 signs you're with a narcissist, things like that. Check those out. Those will be really, really helpful in this kind of a situation. You have to be really careful because if she won't see it, she's not going to be ready to see it. It might take her some time to decide that, okay, maybe this really is a narcissist. It's a process, it took me a while to realize that my ex-husband was a narcissist. And so it's accepting, it's being able to accept, okay, first of all, I'm not the messed up one here. Secondly, I'm not the one who, who's crazy. And third, I've been lied to all this time. And now I have to admit that the person I thought was this person or that person who I was in love with isn't really that person. It's a painful realization. It really is. Stop the Chaos says, I'm making some major progress this past week. As a result, he's going into a depression and floundering. Not my issue. I keep telling him to go see a therapist. It's really hard to see him in pain. I understand, and I'm glad that you are making the progress, and I need you to stop worrying. I think you're right. It's not your issue. I don't want you to feel bad about that. I do understand it's hard to see him in pain, but that's because you're a sweet empath and you care about people and how they feel. You must remember that this person in particular is toxic and doesn't care how you feel. So you're going to have to mentally step away from him a little bit. And I think, I think you know that logically. You're an intelligent person. I've seen that over our weeks and months together here in this group. So just focus on what you want, what you don't want. I think it's really healthy that you said it's not your issue and that you're telling him to go see a therapist. I do understand it's hard to see him in pain, but do your very best to mentally step away. And if possible, maybe don't speak to him about anything outside of, I think you told me you guys had kids together. So anything outside of that, I wouldn't even bother to speak to him about if you can avoid it, Malta says, Casey forgets, great point, and yes, I do. Wait a minute, now I lost my place. All right. Getting there. Okay. Jillian says, magnificent, Malta. Happy hump day. Colleen says, good morning, Malta. Melissa says, yes, Soul Ties is amazing. I'm glad that was helpful for you, honey. The 51 Project is here. Hello, 51 Project. Says, good morning. It's 1 a.m. here. Well, thank you for being here with me at 1 a.m. I appreciate you, my friend, and welcome. I would love to know what the 51 Project is. Hip Hip JC, wait, Hip Gypsy. Hey, that's a cool name, Hip Gypsy. Oh, Hip Gypsy. Oh, I just got it. Says, good morning, good morning. Kareen says, thanks for your presence. My pleasure, absolutely. And Malta says, thank you to the 51 Project for joining us. Madeline Gutierrez says, Malta, we are so on the same page. I love that. Madeline Gutierrez says, have been doing really well, but have days that I dwell on the narc. Why is that? I've been no contact. I don't ever want to break that, but what do I do with these thoughts? Madeline, that's when you need to go and start to intentionally let go of those thoughts. Intentional vibration management. If you have emotions attached to those thoughts that you need to process, then you need to process them. Take a day and process them. But don't waste your whole life processing them, because the longer you focus on the narcissist, the longer they maintain control of you. All right. So when you feel like, oh, this person's in my brain, oh my gosh, a couple things you can do. I think the fastest way to change it is something I do all the time. Nope, I now cancel that thought and replace it with this affirmation of my true divine desire, and then whatever I really want, as opposed to whatever I'm really thinking about. So like if I'm thinking about the narcissist, I might be like, my true, I'm rejecting that thought. I replace that thought with my true divine desire, which is that, I want to be endlessly wealthy, or whatever it is. I don't really know. I just made that up. But or I'm so grateful for my current happy relationship, or whatever. So whatever it is that, in this case, I'm so grateful that I'm free and that I have my own choices and that I don't have to worry anymore about being controlled and abused by the narcissist. But you don't want to focus on the negative. So you want to focus on the positive. I'm so happy that I'm free and in control of my own life now. Or I'm so, another thing you can do is, like we've talked about before, the four corners thing, where you follow the four corners with your eyes for 2 minutes, just like in a clockwise motion. And another thing you can do is stand up and move into a different room, or go for a walk, or turn on some music. Just the point is, change your vibration, change your thoughts, and focus on what you want and not what you don't want. And if you can't figure out what you want, just focus on feeling better, feeling happy. And that's why I think the music is so effective. If you turn on your favorite power playlist, get your groove on, that really helps a lot. Yeah. All right. Good morning, SD. Welcome back, honey. How you doing? She says, happy Wednesday. Life is good. Very good. Very good. Stop the Chaos says, yes, the Soul Ties video was so great. I watched it 3 times. These videos are like a shot of courage before seeing my narc. Oh, that's excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so happy that it was helpful for you guys. Muffy says, good morning, Angie, Malta, and good people. Good morning, Miss Muffy. How are you? Cassandra Luke's Sheets says, good morning. Good morning, Cassandra, and welcome. And Shannon O'Brien says, I want to let you know, my husband did some observe, don't absorb stuff, and determined my mother is quite mentally agile, able to remember and converse knowledgeably about politics. I find that very interesting, Shannon. Shannon's mother, if you guys don't know, has been um, appearing to be senile and be developing dementia. But since Shannon has pulled away from her, suddenly she's very capable again. And I find that very interesting. Has anyone else experienced that with an elderly person in their lives who was a narcissist? Let me know, because I think maybe I need to do a video about that. And speaking of doing a video about something, if you guys specifically have videos that you want me to do, please tell me. I will try to keep up with all the requests, because I really think, you guys are my core people. So if you have things you want me to explain or go into detail about, please tell me. I'm going to hear you and I'm going to listen to you. You guys matter to me. I want you to know that. All right. Michelle says, good morning, love and light. Good morning, Miss Michelle McVicker, and welcome. Shannon O'Brien says, thanks for the Soul Ties video. My pleasure. Melissa says, I'm going to book some time in the November-December timeframe with you. The worst narc you will ever hear about. Just got myself into therapy. Well, I'm excited to talk with you, Melissa. I'm very happy to do so, and I'm definitely interested in hearing your story. Barbara says, my entire life I would give up for him. But Barbara, what about yourself? Don't you want to be happy? I mean, I understand loving someone so much. I do. But at some point, you've got to put yourself first, especially when that person is doing the opposite of loving you back, honey. I want you to understand that you have value and that you don't have to just wait for someone forever. That Barbara, you were loved. Know that. You were loved by us in this group. And I hope by yourself, and I'm sure by your family. I just want you to know that you're not alone in the world. That's all. Malta says, good morning, SD and Muffy. Thank you, and I'm so glad to hear things are going well. Yes, indeed, my friend. Jillian says, no contact is the beginning of life. Ain't it, though? Yes, ma'am. Shannon O'Brien says, I wish there was a way to talk about my mother without calling my mother. Well, here we are. There's this. And Shannon, I know that we've had a session before, and if you're interested, I would be happy to speak with you again. Hip Gypsy says, I believe egg donor does it. Yes, indeed, my friend. That is a great. Oh, without calling her my mother, she said. Yeah, egg donor. Yeah, egg donor is good. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Yeah. Incubator, yeah. Muffy Lewandowski says, Barbara Pears sent as I also just started letting go. You can do it, my friend. And she's right. You can. Stay strong. Stay strong. You can do this. Barbara, you have to make an intentional decision to let go. You can't just expect it's going to just come into your lap one day. You have to choose. Okay, let's be logical here. This person has abandoned you. This person has talked bad about you, started smear campaigns about you, has messed with your head repeatedly, has abused you. And you just said to me that you're willing to give up your life for this person. Barbara, you have to value yourself more than that. You have to value yourself more than that. I want you to seriously sit down and think about this. And I want you to choose if it's what you want. If it's not what you want, girl, I'll be here and I'll support you no matter what. Okay. But I think if you want your life to be better, you must choose to let go. You cannot just expect that your body and your brain are going to be like, okay, I'm over it now. You have to make an intentional choice to begin getting over it. So I want you to say to yourself, if you're ready, I want to start letting go of this person. I want to start letting go of this person. And when you can do that, I promise you, girl, it's going to get better. I promise you. All right. Like Stop the Chaos says here, I'm starting to realize there's a better life for me and someone who will love me for the 110% I give without criticism. It's just hard to understand that he's not my life anymore, but it's so important. That is an excellent point. I want you to hear that, and I'd like you to read it again if you want to. All right, Casey Forgets, I'm going to answer this question, then I'm going to have to run because, and I will try to answer Cheryl's question as well. I'm so sorry, you guys. I have a call in 1 minute, but I'm going to try to get through these really quick. Casey Forgets says, so you may remember I'm the person who was dating the Aspie. I do remember that, yeah. She says, there are some behaviors that can be similar still, but I know it's Asperger's and we are working through the challenges still. Well, Casey, that is an excellent place to start because you might really have a good person on your hands here. And I think if that person is willing to work with you, it's going to be worth it. It is. Shannon says, yeah, egg donor. Thanks. It's been a really rough time. I know, sweetie. I know it has. Cheryl says, good morning. I'm new, but love the information. You are helping me. I have no one to talk to. Thank you. I want proof, but I know. Best thing I can tell you, well, I can't tell you anything. Watch videos on how to determine if they're a narcissist. I've got several on my channel. If you want proof about cheating, watch my videos on cheating, and I've got more of those coming. In fact, I'm putting together a course right now on how to detect that someone's cheating and how to get proof of that, because I know we need proof as human beings. So, okay. Barbara says, all I do is pray to God to bring him back. That's why you're miserable, honey. The best thing you can do is to stop praying for that and start praying to let go of him. Start praying to take him out of your heart. Maybe you'll actually have an opportunity to meet up with someone who actually will give you the love and caring that you deserve, Barbara. You're a sweet soul and you deserve someone to love you back. All right. Last thing I'm going to read and then I have to run. Bonnie says, that's interesting about elderly narcissists. Absolutely. My 88-year-old mom. She's like the boy who cried wolf, spilled hot coffee on herself. She still uses the same amount of drama for her on the phone both times. Yeah. Very upsetting, she says. Yeah. And Try and Stop Me Mate says we miss the person because we give so much as a way to validate ourselves. But we need to start receiving love. We do that by setting emotional and physical boundaries. Yes. And Stop the Chaos says, Barbara, I understand you. 23 years married to mine, but as the time goes by, I am not exposed to the criticism, and it's so hard, but we deserve so much more. Yes. Shannon, big hugs to you, my friend. Good morning, Friedman, Attorney Friedman. Malta, thank you for your awesome support and for being here. I hope you get your package very soon. You guys, I'm so sorry I have to run right now, but I will be here tomorrow. Oh, hello, Claire. I will be here tomorrow for our usual session, and I will have more time tomorrow. If there's anything else that you need, you know what to do. I will be back later today with another video. Have a lovely day, everybody, and thank you so much for coming in and chatting with me for a few minutes. See you soon. Hugs, love, and all that stuff. And as always, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your day and a part of your life. Thank you for being a part of mine. It really does mean a lot to me. See you soon.